Down for this game number 2 on Cloud Kingdom.
Yep. So you guys are going to see a really awesome whoosh.
What?
Whoosh. That's what it is.
That's terrible.
So the matchup is Protoss versus Terran. The map is Cloud Kingdom, and in the bottom left-hand corner we have
the orange Protoss, and he is NGS Sound.
Soundwave was my favorite transformer. Actually, it was my brother's favorite transformer.
I like Megatron.
By extension. And his opponent in the opposite corner, in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran.
Killing spree.
Situation. What's the situation? Sounds about right.
Every time when
Yes! I just came up with that.
Wow, you are on a ball right now. You are on fire.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Protoss versus Terran. This is one of those matchups. Terrans always complain that they feel so weak compared to Protoss.
Oh yeah.
Protoss always complain that drops are the bane of my existence.
Well, I feel like Protoss feel really weak before the 10-minute mark as well.
Yeah, they just gotta hold it down. You just gotta turtle it up, hold it down, wait until you can get that death ball, and hope that your opponent doesn't know how to stutter step. So
for people who haven't seen the GameHeART overlay before, you can see that in buildings, whenever they're producing anything, whether it be an upgrade, whether it be a unit, it actually displays on the building. So if you can see right here, the SCV has now appeared on the CC.
Yeah, so anytime our production manager clicks on a building that is producing something, you will be able to see the unit that it is producing. Right now, you're seeing the probe fly over top of that eSports Canada logo. So sick, so sick. And now he's going to be able to get to this just in time to see the door shut in his face. He might be able to sneak in before a supply depot is being built. Yeah, but some Terrans do like to start a supply depot just to block the door. But it looks like this probe will be able to sneak in, maybe. No, supply depot wall does go down. So just as I said, he does come in just to produce the beginnings of a supply depot to block it. In the Protoss base, we have an assimilator going down and a gateway. So we should see cybernetics core, going down right on cue. So this nice crisp build coming out of Sound, and this probe valiantly zapping his way
to get
victory.
Through. Yeah. Sound definitely going to be going for some sort of expansion build here. Not getting too much gas, only dealing with that one assimilator. Probably going to be getting that, starting his warp gate research before he expands. And we see pretty, actually it's a little different for our Terran player here. He did get a gas. So we'll probably be seeing some sort of aggressive play coming out.
Yeah, it's very popular for Terran to get Marauders in this matchup. Marauders being oh so effective against Stalkers, that extra damage versus Armored, and getting concussive shells is really, really rough. But that's not what he's doing here. He is getting a factory. This factory will produce. It might be just a stepping stone towards the starport. We'll see what happens in the interim.
Could be going for some kind of Hellion harass. Could be going straight for the siege tanks. But most likely, yeah, as you said, going for that starport. As the earlier kind of units with the siege tank and Hellions really don't do much against Protoss. Once a couple of Stalkers are out.
Look at these Marines, hop, playing patrol in front of the base, waiting for that bunker to go down. This one probe does come back with his tail between his legs, not able to give his team any sort of scout information, not able to tell them anything of any use or value. He is saving up enough money for that Nexus. So just as Songers had mentioned, he is going for that early expo, and it looks like Situation is actually going to be going more for an army rather than an expo. He is getting that starport. That factory was now swapped with the reactor, so double Hellion for harass into maybe some drop play or maybe Banshee harass.
It's even more like, you know, at least what it looks like right now, more of a build that you would use against Zerg, building that factory right after, building a reactor and then swapping for the double Hellion production. Not something you see against Protoss as much.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. This Stalker is going to come in and get shot a little bit by this bunker. He does know by the amount of damage he took, there's not too many Marines in there, so he knows the Marine count isn't silly. He might start getting an idea of what might be happening. If there isn't many Marines inside of there, maybe he is expecting some sort of factory play, and he might start building accordingly. He is getting his robotics bay being built right now at his base, and there is a Banshee in production at the starport. So this means Hellion Banshee harass. This is going to be very difficult to deal with, but luckily, because that robotics bay is going down, he will be able to get an observer out quickly enough to deal with any sort of cloak that might come on the Banshees later on.
Yep, I really like this safe play here, going for the robo right after, not getting those extra gateways just up yet. But they have completed now, so 3 gateways and a robo. Very standard play coming out from NG Sound right now.
A couple of probes just sitting there not actually mining, so maybe a little misclick for Sound, but not everybody has perfect micro, especially when you're playing in a tournament. It's kind of hard. Get the
Oh,
shakes,
for sure, you get the shivers.
get the nerves going.
This is a very strange build I'm seeing come out of KsSiTuaTioN
Oh,
here.
it
That's
might
a
be all
lot
in.
of Hellion. Yeah, and with no expansion, this is definitely going to be all in. The Hellions and the Marines are going to do lots of damage against any sort of Zealot force that NGSound decides to push out. NGSound hasn't seen the number of Hellions just yet.
No.
He is going to be running away from the Stalker. Does see the Marines pop out, and if this attack comes and there's nothing to defend against this, we have how many units do we have out right now? We have 2 Stalkers and a Zealot. That's it. That's all we have for NGSound.
The engagement in the middle, the Stalker actually got shot a little bit again, so he did get to see a little bit more of the forces. These Hellions are moving very quickly across the map. The Zealot does see what's happening, but too late. He gets teleported back to his homeworld. These Hellions, there's going to be nothing to stop them. The Overseer now sees them, and his heart sinks if he had a heart, but he's a Tin Man, and Tin Men don't have hearts. The probes are being pulled back to the base. I was going to say how having these 2 bases is great for the economy, but absolutely terrible for this type of harass. Now with the Banshee giving sight of the high ground, these forges are going to be absolutely unpowered, so they're going to be absolutely useless, just pylons in the middle of the base.
NGSound, only has that 1 sentry. He's going to miss against 1 more force. Most of the Hellions are up. And look how fast the sentries die. They are light units. 1 or more are going to be coming out, and he's even taking a lot of damage. Probes against Hellions, never a good choice. They're taking so much damage right now, and even if he defends this, he has no more workers, and it is looking very terrible for NGSound right here, who just seemed to tech up too much for this incoming attack.
He went for an economy build. Unfortunately, his opponent went for an all-in attack off 1 base, and he couldn't get the scouts, so Sound has to